It's part of Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research at ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. We are at Carver Hawkeye Arena for tonight's matchup between the Alcorn State Braves and the University of Iowa Hawkeyes. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Picozzi along with former Illinois guard Sean Harrington. Thanks so much for spending part of your Tuesday night with us. Sean, last Wednesday Iowa knocked off 12th ranked North Carolina. This Friday they'll play number 14 Iowa State. In between tonight, 1-5 Alcorn State. So how do the Hawkeyes avoid the significant upset that UConn, Michigan, and others couldn't avoid last weekend?
Yeah, they have to focus on themselves and learning about having a good game plan, a good strategy going into the game, and focus in on defense. And Iowa's been very good on defense so far this year. And in
Aaron White, Iowa has one of the best players in the Big Ten. Give me another reason why the Hawkeyes have won their last 5.
Yeah, Fran McCaffrey loves the way that Mike Gazell's been playing. He's been outstanding for Iowa so far. In a game against North Carolina, when points were tough to be had, he had 16 of them, including a huge three-point play to put them on top, and then 7 assists in their last game, so he's getting teammates involved as well.
Now, Alcorn State is off to a very rough start. They're giving up 81 points a game, but they may have the best player in the SWAC.
Yeah, Lee Antoine Luckett has been playing fantastic offensively, and if you're going to go on the road and pull off an upset, you need your star to play like a star, and he's able to fill it up in a hurry. He can knock down the three with his feet set, but he's really good when he can get into the lane, make it difficult for smaller guards to defend him. You see the last 3 games, he's averaging almost 20.
And joining Luckett in the starting lineup for Alcorn State, Tyrell Hunt leads the SWAC in free throw shooting percentage. Marquise Vance is the conference's second leading rebounder. And for Iowa, Jared Utoff is the 4th leading shot blocker in the Big Ten. And Aaron White is on target to become the first player in Iowa history to lead the team in rebounding for 4 consecutive years. And there's Luther Riley. He is the head coach at Alcorn State. It's his first head coaching job. He was a very successful high school coach in Mississippi for 11 years before getting a chance to return to Alcorn State. He was a graduate assistant there for 2 years under the Braves' legendary coach, Davey Whitney. And his counterpart is Fran McCaffrey, one of 12 coaches who have taken 4 different schools to the NCAA tournament. Our officials tonight are Brian Dorsey, Steve McJunkins, and Larry Scarato, and we are underway from Iowa City.
And look for a lot of ball and body movement from Iowa. They've been fantastic. Assists on field goal made.
This is Woodbury. On the pick and roll, they give to Woodbury for the pop. Rebound batted around, controlled by Utoff, and a fresh shot clock. Down low, White, and he'll go to the line, and I was very fortunate that White can even play tonight.
Yeah, White turned an ankle a little bit yesterday. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to go, but looked really good in the shoot around, and he looked good there, taking it to the basket strong on that first play.
First foul of the evening was on Kenyon Pittman for Alcorn State. And among the many things that Aaron White does very well is knock down free throws. He's 7th in the Big Ten at 87.3%. When you saw him get hurt yesterday and you were here for practice yesterday, at that point there was a question mark whether he'd be able to go tonight.
Absolutely. Anytime you come down on an ankle, you're not sure if you can play. You have to see how you respond overnight. You always feel okay right when it happens. As you wake up that next morning, it stiffens up on you. He felt okay today. Gave it a good go in the shoot around. He's out there again tonight.
And then, of course, the shoot around today, when we asked what's White's status, everybody looked at it. It's like we needed to have our head again. What do you mean? It's just he's going to play. He's our best player. Of course he's going to play.
Yeah, and that's the mentality he takes to his game. Plays hard, plays physical. He's a tough kid.
Shot clock is inside 10. Michael Davis down low to Tyrell Hunt. Gets his own rebound, then was stripped by Woodbury as he went back up. Quickly the other way, it's Anthony Clemens.
Alcorn State now going 2-3 zone. Look for Iowa to get a player right in that Big Ten logo.
Down low, and White is hacked again. This time it's Hunt. 1 on the team and 2 on the Braves. Defense has been a huge problem for Alcorn State so far this season.
Yeah, they've given up a lot of points this year. And Iowa does a very good job of ball movement. And that'll be a key for Alcorn State, is to match up, move with that basketball. You can see already twice now, Iowa has attacked on that baseline. That's where they have that advantage, the height advantage inside with White and Woodbury out there on the floor now. They're going to continue to try to attack those low blocks.
Fran McCaffrey told us today at shoot-around that White impacts the game in countless ways, and he said he thinks the game at a very high level.
And getting to the free throw line is huge. When your team's struggling to score, get to the line. He gets to the line numerous times throughout the game, and you can see him running the point of this press right now as well.
It's Michael Davis with the ball. This is only his second game for the Braves. He just became eligible in time for their game with Troy, which was a week ago tonight. The Braves have been off for the last 6 nights. In traffic, the ball is knocked away, and Gazelle comes away with the steal.
Can't turn the ball over.
Clemens, and that will be the second foul on Keenan Pittman, and 3 on the team.
Talking with Coach Riley today, so part of their issue is either quick shots, quick turnovers that lead to runouts. You just saw it there, a quick turnover. This Iowa team is going to get out and run. 3 different guys on the floor that can handle the basketball, and their bigs run as well as any bigs in the country.
Clemens, like his teammate White, an outstanding free throw shooter at 81.3%. And Luther Riley is going to go to the bench. And we're going to see number 24, Reginald Johnson, and Tamarcio Wilson, who was a great three-point shooter. You mentioned Iowa's ability to get to the line, Sean. Entering the game, Iowa had 1 more made free throw than opponents had attempts.
It's always a huge stat. Good teams do that. They make more than their opponents shoot. And Iowa's been able to do that here early, and it's because of the attacking. A lot of it is because of White.
Omar Boperthy, number 13, has checked into the lineup for the Braves. 11 of the 14 players on this Alcorn State trip are in their first year in the program. So there are, needless to say, growing pains. This is Luckett. Gazelle reached in, and that will be the first foul of the night on the Hawkeyes. Alcorn State just 1-5, the only win over Dillard. And of course, it's games like this, the guaranteed games that a school like Alcorn has to play in order to finance the athletic program. So you kind of take your medicine early. 10 of their first 11 games of the season are either on the opponent's courts or on a neutral court.
Very tough to get into a rhythm and build confidence when you don't get those home games.
Tamarcio Wilson counted in the foul. First foul on Clemens, 2 on the team.
And that's the move right there that Alcorn State's going to take care of today, getting into that lane. They're a very good team when they can penetrate, get their shoulders past, and pull up right around that Big Ten logo. Good move that time by Wilson.
Missed free throw is rebounded by Woodbury. Here's White. Gazelle, the corner 3.
Great sign for Iowa for him to continue to shoot the ball well. Come off a 16-point game against Carolina. Iowa's a better shooting team than their stats show. Look for this team to break out here and make some threes.
7th of the year, and another turnover for Alcorn State.
Alcorn State's in that zone. When you're in a zone, you have to find shooters. Good ball movement by Iowa. Gazelle finds himself wide open in that corner.
Hunt back in the lineup for Alcorn State. Luther Riley just continues to juggle the personnel, looking for the right combination. White misses badly, and here's Hunt. They look for something in transition. White took it right at the shot blocker, Utah, and finished.
Great move by Hunt in the open floor. This Iowa defense is so good. Alcorn State's going to have to look for opportunities that they can run before that defense gets set to get some easy baskets. There was one right there.
Utah shoots up and over Reginald Johnson.
That long frame. Johnson's got to get a hand up quicker. He had his hands down. Utah saw it, pulled up, knocked down the shot.
Iowa has won 5 straight since losing its only games of the year back-to-back to Texas and Syracuse. Hunt rebounds the miss. The shot was blocked by Woodbury. He didn't even leave his feet to reject that one. Quickly, look at White run the floor. What sprained ankle.
There's that speed of the bigs. The Iowa bigs run the floor as well as anybody in the country. You have to get back and defend that rim.
And a quick timeout for Luther Riley. Aaron White already has 6 points, and it's an early 8-point Hawkeyes lead. The best block shots, Sean, are the ones where your team can keep possession.
Yeah, great job by Woodbury to block it. Leads to an outlet, and White running the floor. When you play against Iowa, you better get back and defend that rim. Their bigs run rim to rim extremely well.
Iowa 4th in the country early in the season in block shots. Luckett, who is yet to get on the board. He's averaging 16 per game. Gets a step on Gazelle and shoots over him. Nice soft shooter's touch.
Very good move going to his right, pull up, mid-range jumper.
Clemens could not finish. Last touch, however, by Alcorn State. So Iowa jumping out early. Aaron White not only leads the team in rebounding, but can get out on the break in transition. Iowa shooting 60% from the floor in the early going and has a 6-point lead over Alcorn State. 3 top 15 teams are going to highlight a doubleheader Saturday afternoon on ESPN. And Sean, what a win last time out for Utah. They ended Wichita State's 35-game regular season winning streak.
Yeah, and that Wichita State, we know what they did last year, so very impressive win for them. Should be a huge game against Kansas.
And the second part of the doubleheader, Arizona has won 26 consecutive games at home. And Sean Miller's club off to an 8-0 start this season will take on Michigan. That's your doubleheader on Saturday on ESPN. Fran McCaffrey's club off to a 7-2 start. Out of the timeout, Utah cannot get it to fall. And rebounded by Tamarcio Wilson.
A little patience here by Alcorn State. Continue to see if they can get something going to the rim, get into that lane.
Reginald Johnson, who's been very productive off the bench in the last 3 games. Low block Bo Perthy. Shot clock all the way down to 5. Johnson back rims it. Good offensive work off the glass by Bo Perthy.
Good possession here by Alcorn State, able to move the ball around, take the shot clock down. Got a good 3 from Johnson. Now second chance on the offensive rebound.
Ball deflected by White. Here's the high screen by Bo Perthy, and they jump it. Johnson for the open look from the side. Rebound. Woodbury tries to save, cannot, and the possession will continue for the Braves. Will they get some points out of it?
This is the key right here. If you're on the road, this is going to be your third opportunity in this possession. You have to capitalize. Good effort going to the boards, keeping the basketball alive. Now you need some points to show for the effort.
Couple substitutions for Iowa. There's big Gabriel Olashaney checking in for Woodbury. Also number 3, Peter Jock has made his first appearance. So that makes Iowa even bigger with Jock playing the 2-guard spot at 6'6". Been a very quiet game so far for Luckett.
Iowa goes to a zone here. Alcorn will want to penetrate gaps.
And they finally get some points out of the production, out of the possession. And a quick answer. Peter Jock. They sure would like to get him going.
Yeah, he's extremely skilled. Very good shooter.
Rebound Olashaney, and here's Gazelle in transition. That's a tough pass to complete. And it's last touch by Utah. Ill-advised pass.
That was Gazelle was trying to force that one a little bit. As a big, though, you love that your point guard's looking for you on the run. And Luckett able to get that lob. Good back screen to set that up against the zone. No help on the weak side.
The problem for Alcorn State, however, in the first 6.5 minutes, Luckett, their best player, only has 2 shots. Wilson. And they'll reset the offense. Looks like the Braves making a concerted effort to really slow down the game in the half-court offense.
Yeah, one of the things they saw on film, they were taking too many quick shots against Troy.
Now they're going to reverse it and say it was last touch by the Braves.
Good job by the officiating crew. We had a good angle from here, too. It was definitely deflected twice. Alcorn, the last one to touch it.
Third turnover for Luther Riley's team. Last time out against UMBC, Iowa outscored the opponent off turnovers 34-9. It's been a big part of their success through the first 9 games. Josh Oglesby, number 2, is checked in, and Olashaney gets a good look down low and will get a trip to the line. Second foul on Hunt, and number 4 on the Braves.
Alcorn's in this 2-3 zone, and Iowa continues to look over the top to those blocks. They have the height advantage. Good job of ball reversals and then finding that open man.
Olashaney playing with a heavy heart. His dad, Benson, died after a short illness on November 26. Gabriel lives in England, and they purposely have waited to have a memorial service for his dad until there's a break in the Iowa schedule, and he will head home for that memorial service following the game against Iowa State this Friday night. So the support from his Iowa family has been just instrumental in him just trying to mourn the loss of his dad. Fran McCaffrey was telling us that he feels like he has a second family here, and it's made a tragic situation a little bit easier to handle for the young man.
You know, it's good to have that outlet basketball, kind of get out there and play. He can forget about it for a couple hours at a time.
Luckett down low with a tough shot. He's got 6.
He's a tough matchup for Iowa. Good size, and he can get inside against a smaller guard. He uses his body well.
Luckett's the preseason SWAC Player of the Year. Oglesby trapped in the corner, and to avoid the held ball, he'll use a timeout with 20 to go on the shot clock and 12:03 left in the game. And there's the young man, Oglesby, that Fran McCaffrey would really love to get going. He has struggled with his shot early in the season. For fans of the fantastic elastic freak of nature, Anthony Davis, well, this is your game. The Pelicans will soar into Dallas for a date with Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks. That's tomorrow night, first half of a doubleheader. Pelicans, Mavs at 8. Heat Nuggets at 10:30 tomorrow night on ESPN. Anthony Davis leads the NBA in block shots, second in rebounding, second in scoring rather, 8th in rebounding, and he has very quickly, Sean, become one of the elite players in the NBA at a very young age.
How about 5 years ago, nobody knew who he was. Even colleges that were recruiting him, part of the reason was he was only 6'2" at that point, and he grew 5-6 inches and then grew another 3 inches. But amazing story for a guy that colleges didn't even know was playing in Chicago 5 years ago, and now he's the top 3 player in the NBA 5 years later.
How about that guy, Aaron White? Is he going to be able to play at the next level in your judgment?
He's going to have an opportunity, and he plays extremely hard. He's had a great career, and he rebounds the ball so well. There's always room on the floor for a rebounder.
On the back screen, the lob down low, but we're going to get a foul on the screen. And the foul will be on Gazelle. 2 on him and 3 on the team. Iowa by 7.
I was out recruiting in the middle of nowhere when I received a call from my husband that my son, at the age of 2, was diagnosed with leukemia. I can't even tell you, what it means when your family finds out the news. Your life is forever changed, and we're happy and proud to be a part of helping to find a cure.
Help Beat Cancer. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Log on to jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. Tyler Thomas, Brenda Freese's son, we're happy to say, is recovering nicely and has been declared cancer-free. And, of course, that man, Fran McCaffrey, has gone through a similar situation with his 14-year-old son, Patrick.
Yeah, and he obviously had a difficult situation last year in the family. Son had to go in surgery right at the time of the NCAA tournament. And it's also good to hear that he's doing much better. And Fran McCaffrey got to go to one of his games last night, and his son is lighting it up right now. A couple 30-point games.
And he is expected to be at the game at some point tonight. He's right now attending his brother's game. Patrick had a malignant tumor removed from his thyroid last March 9th. And basketball fans will recall the surgery was the morning of Iowa's first-round game in the NCAA tournament against Tennessee. Lots of good work off the offensive glass, but Alcorn State comes away empty. Number 25, Dom Ewell in the lineup, as is 11, Trey Dickerson. Sort of expect Fran McCaffrey to play a lot of people tonight in a game that they should be able to handle the opponent. Ewell down low.
And Ewell, one of those guys who like to get some experience here. Good body, long frame. Likes to shoot the three, but he's able to score inside that time on the good feed.
Iowa with a huge matchup coming up in this arena Friday night. It will be sold out for Iowa State, ranked number 14 in the country. Great defense there by Ewell. He just refused to budge, and Vance could not get by him.
It was a good move by Vance. Just better defense by Ewell. Able to keep his hands straight up, make it very difficult to shoot over.
Not a single Iowa starter on the floor right now with 10:20 to go in the half. The pull-up no good by Dickerson. Rebound kept alive, batted out by Olashaney. Here's Oglesby for three. And the rebound winds up in his lap. Here's Jock for three. Another long rebound. This time it will come to Luckett. 1-on-4. Doesn't matter to Luckett. Look at him change hands.
Doesn't get much more athletic than that in the open floor. Outstanding move by Luckett.
He's 4 for 4 from the floor. Oglesby trying to find Olashaney down low. Now he comes up top to set the high screen. Dickerson in traffic. The side jumper by Olashaney, and on the rebound, Jock over the back will commit the foul.
Well, Luckett, we know he can score in bunches, and he's at his best when he's getting the open floor, attacking the rim. Nothing but white shirts in your screen, except for Luckett. Able to control the basketball, go right up for the finish in transition.
Luther Riley told us Luckett is so fast he puts pressure on the defense. When he tries to stay within our system, that's when he can be effective.
Yeah, and you always want to look for a guy with a hot hand, but it has to come within the flow of the offense. And he's going to have driving opportunities if he just lets the play develop. Take advantage of those angles and see if he can get into the lane where he's at his best.
We've played 11 minutes. Iowa leads by 7. The fadeaway by Marquise Vance, no good. Rebound pulled down by Olashaney. And then Dickerson lost the handle and will be called for the carry. Third turnover for the Hawkeyes. A year ago, Iowa went to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 8 years, lost that opening round game to Tennessee. It was not a pretty finish to the season for the Hawkeyes. They were sitting pretty in the Big Ten standings, and then counting that NCAA tournament loss, they lost 7 of their last 8.
Yeah, they really free-falled there at the end of the year, and a lot of it was defense. And they've made adjustments this year, and out of the gate, they've been very good on that defensive end.
Jock thought about it, steps behind the three-point line. Can't knock it down. Rebounded by Vance. He's second in the SWAC in rebounding. Quickly the other way, Davis had his pocket pick. Jock threw a little bit behind Dickerson. Forced the shot, it was blocked. And here we go the other way, 3-on-2, but now Davis will put on the brakes.
It was getting a little too much up and down for Alcorn State. They want to slow it down, get a good shot here this possession.
And Luther Riley wants to talk it over. He'll use a timeout with 18 seconds left on the shot clock, and Iowa leading this one by 7. Iowa perfect 10-0 in its history against teams from the SWAC. Well, we have a tough out-of-conference battle highlighting Saturday's journey to the tourney for you, as the Michigan Wolverines will face Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in the third-ranked Arizona Wildcats. It's the journey to the tourney, part of Holiday Hoops, Saturday at 5:15 on ESPN. The home court of college hoops. Boy, Sean Miller's club is absolutely loaded with Hollis-Jefferson, freshman Stanley Johnson. They're just coming off the big overtime win on Saturday over 9th-ranked Gonzaga.
Yeah, they are tremendous on the defensive end. They struggle a little bit scoring at times. They're in a lot of close ball games, but they win all those close ball games. And a lot of it's their lockdown defense at the end of ball games, and they just don't beat themselves. They find a way to win it. Last year, that Michigan game at Michigan came down to a last possession, last-minute play, and Arizona pulled that one off.
Alcorn State out of the timeout. Shot clock now inside 10. Reginald Johnson. Davis penetrates. Shot clock is at 2. And then George Thomas just beats the clock, but that's not what Luther Riley had in mind when he used the timeout in the middle of the possession.
Michael Davis actually had a decent look from the top of the key after Johnson threw it out. With only 5 on the clock. That's the shot you got to take.
White misses the 3. White, Woodbury, and Utoff. And Clemens, 4 starters back on the floor for Iowa. Gazelle's on the bench with 2 fouls. We may not see him till the second half. And knocking down the long 2 is Vance.
Good body control. 2 dribble pull up right into that mid-range shot. Vance has a nice all-around game.
Utoff got a step baseline. Exploded to the rim.
Great move. Athletic move by Utoff. He does just about everything for his team. Can knock it down from 3. He's a stat stuffer. He'll get a couple assists, couple steals. Always active on the boards as well.
Yeah, he leads the team in 3-point field goals with 16. And is among the leading shot blockers in the Big Ten. Vance just tried to draw the foul. Instead, throws it inside to Johnson for the layup.
Good position by Johnson. Able to get his body on White and keep him sealed behind him. Nice feed by Vance. There's that zone.
Woodbury to White. And White tried to flush it. And he'll be fouled by George Thomas.
And Iowa showing versatility inside, outside. Utoff able to score from the outside, also able to take it all the way to the rim as well.
Iowa's outscored Alcorn State 7-0 from the foul line. We'll shoot a couple more here. Can Alcorn State pull off an upset? This would be a colossal upset, beating the Hawkeyes tonight. Well, this is what happened in a 24-hour period over the weekend. It all started with Yale beating UConn on a shot at the buzzer. And how about NJIT over Michigan? Upstate over Georgia Tech. North Florida over Purdue. Could Alcorn State join that list?
It's very possible. And you can look at all those teams. The teams that got upset were coming off of big ball games. And a lot of those were the ACC Big Ten Challenge. UConn obviously playing Texas just a few days before. So the big teams were having a little bit of emotional letdowns after big games. And always funny things happen around finals week. Players' minds are on academics and possibly going home for the holidays.
And Iowa had the big win over North Carolina last Wednesday. Now, they had another game in between. They played UMBC over the weekend, and they have the game with Iowa State this weekend. But Fran McCaffrey said, no, I didn't address the upset issue with the team because we pay attention to the scouting report. He said, we only know one way to prepare. We have to defend to win. In order to win, we have to play good defense. Nice drive to the goal by Wilson. He's got 4. But Iowa continues to earn its way to the foul line. They are already 9 of 10 from the line. And this young man, White's perfect 6 for 6.
That's the other way you avoid the big upset, is getting to the free throw line to control the game. And Iowa's been able to do that in 2 different areas right now. One in the half court. They're getting the ball down to the block where they have the size advantage against that zone. And number 2 is running the floor. We've seen White get out and run, puts a lot of pressure on that defense, and he's picked up a couple fouls just running the floor, getting to the rim.
The foul was on Vance, his first. White made 14 free throws in the Texas game, 14 of 16. Those 14 free throws tied for the most by any Big Ten player this year. 10 for 10 from the line in the huge win over Carolina. So you really have the polar opposite. Iowa with the ability to get to the line, and Alcorn State only made 6 trips to the foul line last time out in the loss to Troy a week ago tonight. Shot clock inside 10 again. And a palming violation will be called on Vance. That's the 5th turnover for the Braves.
They're just trying to do maybe a little bit too much off the dribble that time for Vance.
Down low on the alley-oop. Oglesby finds White. He's got 11.
And that's the weak side responsibility there. That time it was Thomas on the weak side. Alcorn went to trap at half court. Weak side never moved into the lane. They stayed out.
And as Luckett drives, he will get fouled. Number 2 on Jock and 5 in the team.
And good awareness by Clemens to get rid of the basketball as that trap's coming. And you can see on that weak side, Thomas has to get inside White. Great job by White getting to the rim, and fantastic pass from Oglesby.
Good communication at the offensive end and not so good at the defensive, right?
Yeah, and those are those little details that Luther Riley was talking about. We have to communicate better, especially on the weak side of our defense.
That's the reason why Alcorn State is 340th in the country in scoring defense. They give up 81 per game. Johnson with a hand in his face. Rebound is yanked down by Oglesby. Again, Gasell, the point guard, picked up 2 early fouls. He's been on the bench ever since. And a turnover for the Hawkeyes. That will be number 4 for them.
And a rare turnover for Iowa. That time you'd like to see White just take that shot up himself. He got into the lane. Very good chance he's going to make that shot or get fouled again.
The only win for Alcorn State this year was against Dillard University. That was 2 games ago. They played in the 2K Classic at the beginning of the season, so they've had a very challenging schedule. Is that the shot you want if you're Luther Riley? Wow. With that much time left in the shot clock.
Definitely have to get better ball movement. They've been at their best when they've been attacking, getting into that lane.
And Utah, they just pick it apart this Alcorn State zone.
And Utah used the shot fake that time to get the defender to leave his feet. Left him open for a 1-dribble pull-up. Good use of the mid-range game from Utah.
6 points for him. 3.5 minutes remaining first half. The lead is 10 for the Hawkeyes. Looking for their 6th straight win. Spin move, but unable to finish is Tyrell Hunt. And on the rebound, we will get a foul on the Braves.
Right now, you're seeing the full package from Jared Uthoff, getting to the rim, knocking down threes now. Shot fake. Good mid-range pull-up.
Alcorn State trails Iowa by 10. And Sean, it was a big weekend for the Alcorn State Athletic Department. Their football team defeated Southern University in the SWAC championship game. It's the first SWAC football title for the Braves in 20 years. And Luther Riley said everybody in the athletic department and all the students and alumni were very excited and proud about the football team's accomplishments.
Yeah, and he said it's good for the school, and obviously they're excited about that. You could see buildings over the last couple of years. You could see that this team was on the rise. Something he's trying to do with the basketball team is slowly building a good program here, and they got a lot of young guys. No seniors in the top 10. So they return everybody again next year, looking to try to get some momentum.
Luther Riley says we can create for ourselves, we can attack the rim, we can get opponents in foul trouble, but his greatest concerns, and the stats would bear this out, are their defensive shortcomings.
And they had a week off, and so that's a lot of what their focus was that defensive end and communicating. You have to communicate on the defensive end. We talked about a little bit earlier, it's that weak side help. Has to be stronger and more aware on that weak side.
Hey, so we don't play defense for the full 35 seconds. Sometimes we play 20, sometimes we play 25. And he said that has to change before we get into SWAC play. They'll open SWAC play against Texas Southern on January 3rd. Shot clock is down to 5. The spin move and the weak side block by Utah for him is 19th of the year.
Those long arms from those Iowa bigs.
Oh, look at Luckett. He's listed at 6'4". I'm not sure he's that big. He came from nowhere to block that shot. It's taken by the 7'1" Woodbury.
Woodbury's kind of looking around like now, like, who got me? And I see Utah coming over on the weak side there. And Luckett says, right back at you. Woodbury thought he had an easy one.
He's 9 inches shorter. Utah for 3. Boy, he does a little bit of everything.
And he got his confidence going. Last couple possessions, you saw the use of the shot fake mid-range game. Knocked down a couple 15-footers. Now you feel good extending it out to that three-point shot.
15-point lead, the biggest of the night for the Hawkeyes with 2:20 to go. Here's Luckett. He has really put on a show. First team All-SWAC a year ago. He's named the SWAC Player of the Week already once this season, back on November 26th. He needs some help, however. Shot clock all the way down to 4. Davis drives, circus shot. Offensive rebound by Vance, and he'll draw the foul. Nice work by Vance.
Yeah, excellent job on the boards, and Davis able to get into the lane. Sometimes that's all you need is just to get into that lane, get that shot up on the glass, cause a little rotation. You can see a couple white shirts come to block it. That leaves Vance open to clean it up. He's able to draw the foul and earn the trip to the line.
So Vance at the free throw line knocks down the first one. 6'7" sophomore from Lexington, Mississippi. One of his high school teammates was Tamarcio Wilson. Luther Roddy said Vance is a poor man's Paul Pierce. He can rebound and he can finish. It's always nice to be mentioned in the same sentence as the truth, huh?
Yeah, that's a lot to live up to.
Luther's a huge basketball fan. We had a lot of fun chatting with him about all kinds of things during shoot-around today. He remembers my partner Sean and his three-point shooting prowess from his Illini days. Offensive putback, Woodbury no good. And then White just wrestles it away from Corey Barnes, and Woodbury with the miss. Rebounded by Thomas.
Iowa had a couple chances that time. Good job by Alcorn State to kind of hold down the fort. Finally able to pull off that defensive rebound.
So with number 12 Barnes on the floor, Alcorn State has already played 10 people in the first 19 minutes.
An important last minute here. Talk about all time. Score, stop, score to try to get back into this ball game. Need a good possession here.
And Davis stepped on midcourt. The over and back as Woodbury at 7-1 came out and jumped him. Davis really has struggled running the point in only his second game in an Alcorn State uniform.
Yeah, you can't turn the ball over there. Have to know where you are on the floor. But it showed the versatility. It was Woodbury coming all the way out there, moving his feet, making the point guard change directions. Causes the over and back.
Clemens. Oglesby for the three. Woodbury may have gotten away with a shove on the rebound. Puts up the jumper, no good, and is rebounded by Thomas. About 3 seconds difference, shot clock, game clock. Luther Riley's already used 2 first-half timeouts, so he certainly won't use a third here.
Yeah, with just a slight seconds difference in the shot clock, you'd like to take this down. Try to get the last shot of the half. Give yourself a chance for an offensive rebound, but you want to try to shoot this with under 5 on the shot clock.
And this is the guy you want shooting it. You want this guy to make a play. And Davis is called for the travel. 3 seconds left. Fran McCaffrey, are you going to use his timeout here?
He's not going to use it here. It looks like they're going to just take it full court. But you saw the Iowa guys knew that Luckett was the man as well. White shirts were flying at him to get that ball out of his hands.
Quickly to Utah. Does he get it off? He does. Wow, they got a lot done there in 3 seconds. So an 11-point first half for Jared Utah. 13 points for Aaron White.
And Iowa doing a great job. Practice that end of the half plays. Get the ball to Utah over in the corner. Knows exactly how many seconds he has. Takes it right to the rim.
So Iowa looking for a 6th straight win. Leads Alcorn State 35-20 at halftime. Coming up after these messages, Brendan Fitzgerald and Dino Gaudio in the studio with halftime. Welcome back to Iowa City. And Jimmy Bewick for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dreams to defeat cancer. We are at Hawkeye Carver Arena, I'm Bob Picozzi, along with former Fighting Illini guard Sean Harrington. Iowa leads Alcorn State 35-20, and the signature for the Hawkeyes through the Fran McCaffrey years, Sean, has been the defense.
Yeah, they really focused defensively. That's what we talked about earlier, avoiding upsets and always being in the ball game. Fantastic numbers on the defensive end all season, and a very hot start on the defensive end again here tonight.
Also, they are the 4th leading shot blocking team in the country. Mike Gazelle, the starting point guard for the Hawkeyes, back on the floor. He only played 8 minutes in the first half after picking up 2 early fouls. Luckett averaging 16 points per game, and in the first half he scored 8 on 4 of 7 shooting.
Really want to get him going here in the second half if you can. Fleming's doing a good job trying to deny him the basketball. You see it there, not even letting him get it back.
Shot clock is down to 5. Hunt with the scoop shot, and a good start to the second half for the Braves.
Excellent possession for Alcorn State. Used a lot of time and got a drive to the basket.
Quick trigger for the Hawkeyes, and rebound is pulled down by Pittman, who didn't play very much in the first half. He picked up a couple early fouls and played just 2 minutes. Alcorn State enters 1-5, only win against Dillard University. Iowa 7-2. Back-to-back losses to ranked teams, Texas and Syracuse, when the Orange were ranked 23 in the country. They've run off 5 straight wins since. Shot clock down to 5 again. Now Luckett's going to try to make a play. They switch everything. Advance with the desperation 3. Rebound Clemens. He's bumped by Hunt, and that will be his 3rd foul.
Good defense that time by Iowa. At the possession before, good job getting into the lane by Hunt. Good first possession. Last possession, Iowa did a fantastic job switching everything late in the clock. Last 7 seconds, you saw White jump out. Woodbury jumped out on the shooter as well. Made it very difficult to get a good shot at.
So Hunt leaves with the 3rd foul. Reginald Johnson back in. Clemens. Utah had a big first half for the Hawkeyes. White goes around his man and breaks right for the goal.
Great cut by White, and better find from Clemens. Kept his head up on the baseline.
They tried the alley-oop, a little bit off kilter, and Pittman didn't even hit the rim with the shot.
He's got to gather that and go up strong instead of using that reverse layup off of 1 foot.
Utah foul line, pull up.
That's a great move by Utah, using that mid-range jump shot. Excellent use of the shot fake.
Utah and White between them have outscored Alcorn State by 6. They've got 28. Davis with the drive.
That's a good move. Woodbury flying out of control. Davis able to get by, use that quick first step.
His first 2 points, only his 2nd shot. Gazelle leaves for White. Low block, Woodbury got inside Pittman, but he'll be called for the travel before the foul.
It's a really good possession by Iowa. White turned down the 3, got the ball movement to the corner. Good feed inside. Woodbury just moving a little too quick that time. He saw the opening on the baseline.
Fran McCaffrey, we mentioned in the first half that Iowa lost 7 of its last 8 down the stretch, and he said, yeah, we addressed that when we reconvened to start this season. And he said, we didn't play very well offensively down the stretch. That can happen. He said, but what's really disappointing is we didn't play well defensively, and that just cannot happen. There's no excuse why you shouldn't bring your defense every night. Lucky with a tough shot.
Yeah, that's good defense there on that possession. Just a fantastic jumper by Luckett. Step back, hand in his face. He buries it.
So when you go through something like that, losing 7 of the last 8, the idea is you try to learn something from it as Utah finds Woodbury down low.
Yeah, they've learned their lesson defensively, and McCaffrey said that's the one thing you can control. You like to think you can control shooting the basketball. You can take good shots, but you can't necessarily make all of them. You can control your effort defensively, rotations defensively, awareness, and they've been able to do that this year. And this is more good defense by Iowa, but this is just a fantastic shot. Step back, Gazelle hand in the face, great move by Luckett. He's feeling pretty good right now in this ball game.
Foul on Johnson at midcourt. Number 1 on him, 2 on Alcorn State this half. Woodbury's pass is deflected and stolen. Here's Luckett. Blows right by Utah, who caught up and blocked it. White tried to the one-touch pass, but didn't catch it cleanly. And here's Vance. Leaves for Luckett for the 3. Rebound by Vance. He's doubled and didn't even hit the rim, but he really works hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a very good job. Active around the rim, uses his body. A couple offensive rebounds there in that possession. Just couldn't finish over the taller defenders.
Second leading rebounder in the SWAC. Gazelle inside Clemens. And he is fouled on the play.
And Iowa continues to dominate inside, attacking the blocks. Utah drive, finished by Woodbury. Iowa with a 15-point lead, and the main reason has been Jared Utah. Offensively, he's been outstanding in the first half, leading back into the second half now, showing the complete package, getting to the rim. Really has a good mid-range game with the use of the shot fake. Stepped out, knocked down a 3. A couple rebounds, 3 rebounds to go along with that. He's really been playing well lately, and he's got that all-around offensive game. Guy can score around the rim, mid-range jumper, knock down 3s.
And he scored those 13 points in just 17 minutes. Clemens at the line. This is a big season for this young man, Sean. Iowa losing to the NBA. Devin Marble, first-team All-Big Ten point guard, now plays with the Orlando Magic. And Clemens, even thought about transferring, but this is an opportunity for him to get some playing time if he plays well. So far, he's taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and he had a very good freshman season. Sophomore year, struggled a little bit with confidence. Didn't get the playing time because of that, but he really had a good attitude in the summer, off season, worked on his game, and he's off to a hot start this year. And I was going to need him in the backcourt to go along with Gazelle.
Yeah, he went back home to Lansing, Michigan, and spent a lot of time working with his high school teammate and longtime friend Denzel Valentine, an outstanding player on Tom Izzo's Michigan State team. And Fran McCaffrey said it was obvious when he came back for the preseason camp that he had worked very, very hard to improve his game during the summer. Vance drives baseline and gets bailed out with a foul. It will be on Aaron White, number 1 on him, and number 1 on Iowa here in the second half. White showing really no signs of that twisted ankle that he suffered yesterday during practice.
Yeah, he looks absolutely fine. Running the floor as good as he ever does, and active, getting to the free throw line. Looks great.
5-second violation on the Braves. Turnover number 9.
And you have to make a second cut in your move that time. Everybody ran the play, cut hard, but then they just stopped. You have to move a second time to get open, to give that inbounder someone to throw it to.
Jock. Kick out Utah. He finally missed one. He's only missed 3 of his 9 shots. To Marcio Wilson. Inside, and Pittman's shot was blocked, but he'll get a trip to the line.
That was a good job by Pittman early in that possession to get good position inside. He had Olashany on his hip right at the start, and you can see as it comes into the screen, Olashany on the top side. Pittman upset with himself. Thought he could have probably had a 3-point play there, just couldn't finish.
First foul on Olashany, 2 on the Hawkeyes this half. Pittman has had a circuitous route to Alcorn State. Started out at James Madison. Did not play that 1 year there, so he got a red shirt. Then he went to East Mississippi Community College, played in 20 games that season. Last year played at Brunswick Community College in North Carolina. He's from Wilmington, North Carolina. This is his first season at Alcorn State.
More 2-3 zone from Alcorn State. I was been able to attack those blocks. Get easy looks for the big. Look for Olashany to get something inside.
Gazelle lost the handle, then tried to save it and did, but shot clock all the way down to 8. Gazelle penetrates. Good step through.
Stayed with it that time. Ball got knocked out of his hand. Continued to go after the basketball. Finished with the layup.
How well he plays this year probably will go a long way toward determining what kind of season Iowa has, don't you think?
No question. He's been a staple for this team for the last 3 years, a solid player. He needs to continue to be productive and make passes like that right there to Olashany. Great job running the floor. These bigs run the floor as good as any bigs I've seen in the country. All three of them, White, Olashany, Woodbury.
And Luther Riley's going to need a timeout. Biggest lead of the night, now up to 20 for the Hawkeyes. Mike Gazelle doing a good job of keeping his head up and finding the open man inside. It's been all Iowa tonight. Big 20-point lead for Iowa. And if the Hawkeyes hang on to that lead, it will be their 400th win here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Building opened in 1983. Last year they went to the NCAA tournament 2 seasons ago, all the way to the finals of the NIT. There's the record at home under Fran McCaffrey. How about you during your 4 years at Illinois? Did you guys help contribute to that 399 win total here?
We did. I think we gave them a couple. I think we were able to steal one year, but it's a very difficult place to play, and it really gets loud.
The putback by Johnson is no good, and coming away with it is Jock for the Hawkeyes. Puts on the brakes and gets it into the hands of Gazelle. Uthoff changed hands, got his own rebound, goes right back up, and then tipped up and in by Olashany.
I really like Olashany's game. Does a great job running the floor. Saw that last possession. He's active on the glass. He has improved every year that he's been here. Having a great career as a Hawkeye.
Didn't begin playing basketball until the 7th grade in England. Went to Sunrise Christian Academy in Kansas before becoming a Hawkeye. Luckett's shot didn't even get to the rim. Here's Gazelle. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Jock with the pull-up. Another offensive rebound. It's Olashany. His shot was blocked. And what are we going to get here? We're going to get a foul or a held ball. Held ball, and on the arrow, it will stay at the Hawkeyes end.
A couple guys active on the glass. Uthoff keeps it alive, and then Olashany able to clean it up. Great job of getting off the floor. Quick bounce in his game.
Inbound, quick trigger there by Jock. And it's rebounded by George Thomas. Vance spins, jump hook, rebound off Jock's hand and winds up in the hands of his teammate Oglesby. Gazelle with the wide open look. Tipped up and in by Dom Ewell.
That's great control by Ewell. Going up there, one hand putback. He's got those long arms, good frame, good athlete. Able to reach that ball up at a high point.
Ewell also, like Olashany, coming from Europe to play basketball at Iowa. He's from Frankfurt, Germany. Played his high school ball in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Vance, Iowa did a poor job on the switch on that screen, and Ewell will be called for the foul. So a rare occurrence, a trip to the foul line for the visitors from Mississippi. Well, everyone knows about LeBron James and Kevin Durant, but if you haven't seen Anthony Davis, tune in tomorrow night. His New Orleans Pelicans will visit Dallas, front half of a NBA doubleheader. Back end will be Miami and Denver. Doubleheader action, NBA on ESPN starting 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Anthony Davis, the leading shot blocker in the NBA, second leading scorer, 8th leading rebounder. And he, Sean, is the real deal. Mike Gazelle, tough night for him, but he's a guy that has to play well, and Fran McCaffrey said he's very pleased with his effort. He also said he thinks he will shoot a lot better than he has done in the first 9 games.
Yeah, I've seen him shoot the basketball for quite a few years. Saw him in the AAU circuit when he was in high school. Very good shooter. Those numbers should go up for him being an outside shooter. But again, 3 assists. He was limited in the first half because of that foul trouble. Didn't get a lot of minutes, but productive. Not taking a lot of shots, going 2 for 3. He needs to keep getting everybody involved and then start to knock down a 3 to give Iowa that outside threat.
And with the departure of Devin Marble to the NBA, there's quite a lot of responsibility on Gazelle stepping in at the point. Huge shoes to fill.
Yeah, Marble was a great player, did everything, was the go-to guy late in games in tough situations. So somebody's going to have to step up and make some big plays late in games. Huge three-point play for Gazelle at the end of that North Carolina game.
Yeah, indeed. With a minute 16 to go, he really made the basket that won the game. Foul number 4 on Tyrell Hunt. This young man from Sioux City, Nebraska, scored 2,112 points in his high school career, 15th highest total in that state's history. Clemens drives, and he will go to the free throw line. Iowa has so many guys, Sean, who have the ability to get to the line.
And when you're struggling to score the basketball, the easiest way to kind of get a rhythm, get easy points, is get to the line. And Aaron White leads the team in that category, and everybody else feeds off of him. But a couple guys now breaking down defenders off the dribble, getting into that lane, getting a chance to earn a trip to the line.
Where do you see Iowa finishing in the Big Ten this year?
They're right in the hunt with those teams 2 through 9, and there is a whole pile of them right now. I see a lot of parity in the Big Ten. There's going to be a lot of 11 and 7s, 10 and 8s. It is just going to be really difficult to get road wins this year. So balanced. Right now, Wisconsin's got the edge up on everybody. But there are 9 teams kind of battling out that 2 through 10 situation right now.
And it will all begin in the Big Ten for Iowa against Ohio State on December 30th in their Big Ten opener in Columbus. Shot clock inside 10. Davis spins. Shot was blocked by the much taller Oglesby. Look at Olashaney take the middle on the break. Kick out Jock for 3. Rebounded baseline George Thomas. Do you think when Alcorn State gets into the SWAC, they're going to be so deliberate in the half court as we see tonight?
I think they're. Oh, and that one was going in, and
so Luckett will get to the line. He was fouled. The basket will not count. Offensive interference.
Yeah, Pittman just got a little too excited and aggressive on that one, but great move by Luckett. That one's fallen. Pittman just helps it. They'll speed up their game once they get into conference play. Right now, they're taking some tough shots because they're seeing some really good defensive teams. Got to go against a long, deep team at Texas. Iowa, another very good defensive team. And quick shots were leading to runouts against these stronger, longer teams. So Coach Riley wanted to slow it down a little bit, see if we can work the shot clock, not take quick shots, but this team's very capable of running and attacking when they get into league play.
They are picked 5th in the SWAC in the preseason poll. Alabama State is picked to win it. Alabama State, the team that knocked off Alcorn State in the quarterfinals of the conference tournament last March. Into the lineup for Alcorn State, number 11, Jawan Henderson. He's listed at 5'9", but we decided at shoot around today, we're not buying it. We don't think he's anywhere near 5'9". As Jock hit the shot. There he is with the ball. And his first possession was not a good one.
He tried to feed a big man. Wasn't open there.
Well, everyone's a big man compared to him. So what do you think? We decided he can't possibly be more than 5'6", right?
Well, he's guarding Clemens right now. Clemens is 6'2". Clemens might have him by 8 inches.
Ewell with a nice touch.
Very good game from Ewell tonight, able to get on the glass, score around the rim, and now showing he can extend his range. Also very capable of knocking down a 3 when he can get his feet set.
How much time do you think he'll see in Big Ten play? He really figures to be the 10th guy in the rotation.
Yeah, rotations really get tighter in Big Ten games. Trey McCaffrey likes to play a lot of guys, but more than likely you're going to see 8, 9. He's kind of right on that verge of being that 9th, 10th guy. Foul trouble. Certain situations will dictate. He'll get minutes, but probably not as many as he'll get in the non-conference.
Tip in by Pittman at the other end. 9 minutes remaining. It's Iowa by 26. Oglesby no good. No purple shirts in the lane to block out, and Ewell nearly got an uncontested tip in. Well, he might be only 5'6", but he can move, can he? Henderson, and Pittman cleans up. He's got some quicks.
Flying down the floor. Defense had a collapse on that, left the lane wide open for Pittman to clean it up.
After tonight, Alcorn State will come right back to the Midwest on Saturday. Another road game to play Ohio University. afternoon game. Olashaney with a miss. Offensive rebound. Ewell loose on the floor, and great hustle by Thomas to spin away and avoid the hell ball.
Great rebound by Ewell. Only problem with that possession, don't dribble it. Go right back up, keep it high. But good effort on the glass. He'll learn to keep that basketball up high where the guards can't get it.
Luckett gets a step on Jock. He looks like he might be getting a little tired. And Olashaney runs the floor.
Great feed by Jock. And there it is, the Iowa Bigs again getting out in front of the defense. Great finish by Olashaney.
Olashaney, a big athletic body who can run the floor.
And you see the breakaway. Pittman, good follow on the miss. And then the other end, Iowa Bigs continue to get behind the defense on the break. You're getting ready to play an Iowa team. You better get your transition defense back and be ready for those runouts.
Fran McCaffrey was telling us today that between them, he says our two big men are as productive as any big man in the country. He loves his big men. Coming up, by the way, right on the other side of the break, we're going to tell you the latest about Fran McCaffrey's son Patrick and his health situation. It is good news, and it is certainly relevant during Jimmy V week here on ESPN. Patrick with an awful lot of people around the country saying some prayers for him when his story received so much publicity back during the NCAA tournament in March. A little miscommunication and a near turnover for the Braves. But Olashaney and Woodbury combined have great numbers at that 5 spot.
Yeah, you're not going to find too many centers on any team. You combine starter with backup, they're going to have numbers like these two guys. Fran McCaffrey even kind of told us, I might have to start looking at playing these guys together a little bit. They're being pretty productive. See if we can find these guys some more minutes.
Yeah, he said, I probably should play them more, and then he paused. He said, but they'd only get into foul trouble. So that's why the way he works it the way he does. He figures he's got 10 fouls to burn
absolutely
at that 5 spot. Nice luxury. Olashaney doing a little bit of everything here in the second half. He's got 10. Reginald Johnson runs the floor.
Good answer by Alcorn State, giving Iowa a little taste of their own medicine. Beating the defense down, finish in transition after a made basket.
6.5 minutes remaining. 26-point Hawkeyes lead. George Thomas with the rebound. Henderson goes back to back, tried to dribble through 2 guys. That seldom works, and it didn't work that time. And Luther Riley, you get a timeout to avoid the help ball.
Iowa's doing a great job inside. Olashaney showing his footwork off with the dunk.
So the timeout used there by Luther Riley. Olashaney has played very well, and Fran McCaffrey told you a great story yesterday at practice about how Olashaney found just a wonderful trip when the team made a trip to England while he was here as a player.
Every 4 years you can take a overseas foreign trip as a university, and Iowa had the opportunity to go back to England, obviously where Olashaney's from, and it was a tremendous experience. They were able to play some games in front of his family and friends. Great opportunity for the team.
Great opportunity to see 3 top 15 teams in the same doubleheader this Saturday on ESPN. First of all will be number 13 Utah and number 10 Kansas, and then Michigan against number 3 Arizona. Holiday hoops coming your way starting at 3:15 Eastern Time on ESPN on Saturday. That's a Kansas team that they'll be playing Georgetown tomorrow night without Jamari Traylor, who's been suspended for the game by Kansas coach Bill Self.
And they'll be shorthanded in that one. They've got a tough schedule. Already played in a couple marquee games. Played Florida. Had that game against Kentucky. Obviously, Kentucky looked fantastic in that one.
Fran McCaffrey's club with a 26-point lead. Timeout. Iowa well on its way to a 31st straight non-conference home win. Among those in the house tonight, Patrick McCaffrey, the 14-year-old son of Iowa coach Fran McCaffrey. And his story very well known. Last March 19th, he had a malignant tumor removed from his thyroid. He underwent surgery the morning that Iowa played in the NCAA tournament that night in Tennessee. Then just 12 days after the surgery, he was healthy enough to attend the Los Angeles Clippers practice. And it was a chance for him to visit with his idol, Chris Paul. Also spent some time with Blake Griffin and the rest of the Clippers. Fran was on hand, so was Fran's wife, Margaret, Patrick's mom. And as we said, he has been declared cancer-free. He remains on medication. He has to go for scans on a regular basis, but the future looks very, very bright and very, very positive for that young man. And help us beat cancer. There are a lot of Patrick McCaffrey stories, unfortunately, around. The V Foundation awards 100% of direct donations and net proceeds of events to fund cancer research. Please log on to jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. We've heard it many times. We've seen that Jimmy Valvano speech so many times, how he says how cancer touches everyone's lives. And Sean, unfortunately, it also touched the life of a very close friend of your wife.
Absolutely, and everyone's got their stories, and my wife's best friend passed just this year, and it's unfortunate. Everybody's got those stories, and very young, 33 years old, and you see that all over the place. So always good when you hear a McCaffrey story and people are beating it, but everybody's been in touch with it, and our family, unfortunately, has been in that situation as well, and very difficult to deal with.
Foul on Marquise Vance, and at the line is Dom Ewell. Rebounded by Vance inside the 6-minute mark. Luther Riley was telling us, he said, we hope we remember how I can get from my house to the office to practice. We spent so much time on the road. Only one of their first 11 games will be played at home.
And it's just so hard to get into that rhythm, build that confidence. Teams like to play and win at home.
Shaney tips it up and in.
He's just been fantastic, active on the boards, 12 points. He's got a spring. He really gets up quick, beats those defenders up on that offensive glass.
We approach the 5-minute mark. Henderson, kick out Pittman. Long rebound is pulled down by Oglesby. This is the guy, Oglesby, that Iowa really would love to see. Love to see him find his shot. If he can, that makes them a different team.
Yeah, they need that threat from the outside. Oglesby can be that guy. And he goes in there, shoots a lot of threes.
Jump shot no good by Brady Ellingson, a freshman from Sussex, Wisconsin. Walk on. And another block shot, this time by Olashaney. He's the second leading shot blocker in the Big Ten.
Great recovery by Olashaney, because Henderson is breaking guys down off the dribble right now, using that little frame to get past the defense. Look the dish that time, but good cleanup by Olashaney on the block.
Reginald Johnson for three. Rebound pulled down by Ewell. He goes from one end to the other.
Talked about him getting playing time Big Ten. There's how you build confidence in that coaching staff. He's had a very productive night, good night, active on the boards, that time getting the rebound and taking it coast to coast. Good finish on the other end.
Reach and foul will be called on Trey Dickerson, sophomore from Queens, New York. Began by committing to Murray State. He was mentored, still is mentored by Kenny Smith, former NBA star of TNT fame. And Dickerson sort of survived a tough growing up period and is trying to take advantage of an opportunity to play basketball here at Iowa. Oglesby no good, and another rebound is pulled down by Olashaney.
Good look from Olashaney to set up that shot from Oglesby and then followed in the shot, getting the rebound, second opportunity for Iowa.
That was his 10th rebound, so he now has his second double-double of the year and 6th of his career. How did that not stay down? Here's Vance. Goes right at Ellingson, who touched it last. It will be Alcorn State ball when we come back.
When you play Iowa, you better have your transition defense in line, because these Iowa bigs run the floor as good as any in the country. Saw White there. Olashaney, Woodbury can get in the act as well. A lot of fast break opportunities for this Iowa team. And these bigs really run rim to rim extremely well.
6th career double-double for that man. Brad McCaffrey said, what I really like about our team is we're professional with our approach, with the way we know the scouting report, the way we process it. We understand when to run, when not to run, when to quick shoot, and when not to. He really has found coaching this team so far a pleasure.
And he really likes his players. Really good guys. They accept their roles. They know their roles. Could be a fun year for the Hawkeyes. Just need to find that consistent shot from 3, and this team can be dangerous.
Yeah, they've struggled from 3. Entered the game shooting only 31% from three-point range. 13th next to last in the Big Ten. But it's early, and those numbers can change. Reginald Johnson with the layup with 2:40 remaining. He's got 8 off the bench.
Good job.
Now Alcorn State, Sean, we mentioned that Luckett's preseason SWAC Player of the Year, Vance preseason second-team All-League. Ewell with the miss, rebound Pittman. They have another player who was preseason second-team All-League that is not with the team right now, as Vance lays it up and in. Octavius Brown, and Luther Riley was telling us it remains to be seen whether he will rejoin the team. He's a very skillful player. If he does come back, that could be a big asset. Absolutely.
He's a guy they thought they were going to have. Some things haven't worked out yet. Still kind of in the mix. Does he come back? Really helps this team out, especially when they get in the SWAC play.
Ewell continuing to take advantage of his minutes off the bench. He's got 10, and that is a new career high for him.
Very productive and efficient. Not taking a lot of shots. Scoring the basketball when he gets opportunities.
Inside the 2-minute mark. Late in the game, Iowa relying on a lot of zone. And the foul will be called on number 23, Oke Uka, a junior from right here in Iowa City. Big test for the Hawkeyes this Friday night. Big rivalry, especially when you consider it's a non-conference rivalry, but some bragging rights on the line when Iowa State invades Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Huge game every year, and both teams always have good teams. It'll be a wild atmosphere in here tonight. They've already played.
Northern Iowa just jumped into the top 25 this week.
And North Florida, remember, just knocked off Purdue last week at Mackey. So that's a dangerous game as well. They've been tested in this non-conference, already playing Texas, Syracuse, North Carolina, and then your lineup right there, 2 more ranked teams and a dangerous North Florida team. They're going to find out a lot about themselves before they get into conference play.
Luckett now with 12 points, so he will depart, replaced by Corey Barnes. What was your assessment of Luckett first time you had a chance to see him in person?
He's very athletic, can get to the rim. Didn't get enough looks. Iowa did a good job shadowing him. They talked a lot about him in the scouting report. They were very aware of him. They made sure that he never got a free look. He had to work for everything he got. But he was impressive. He's going to have a good year for Alcorn State.
Foul on Corey Barnes. Luther Riley is very pleased that he has been named to the NCAA Men's Basketball Committee's Regional Advisory Committee. So he gets to attend conference call meetings and learn a lot more about the process that eventually results in the selection of those 68 teams on Selection Sunday. It's an interesting decision that Alcorn State made a couple years ago to turn the reins over to someone whose entire coaching experience was at the high school level. Very, very successful high school coaching in Jackson, Mississippi.
And yeah, they got a winner, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of times when you're looking for a coach, have they won? Have they done a good job? Do they know how to build a winning culture? He did that at the high school level. See that a lot with coaches when you recruit a player. A lot of times you want to go after kids that have won in high school. Gives you an opportunity to win at the next level. And see a couple guys that were teammates, Wilson and Vance, on this Alcorn State team. They won a state championship back in 2012. So got some guys that know how to win. Coach Riley knows how to win, how to coach winning teams.
Spent 2 years as a graduate assistant at Alcorn State under Davey Whitney, who is a coaching legend at Alcorn State. Says he still stays in touch with Coach Whitney. Text messages with him, phone calls a couple times a week. And he really enjoyed being mentored by Whitney.
And everybody needs that coach that you can talk to, get advice, throw decisions off of.
Thomas inside to Tyrell Hunt. And about a 3-second difference now, shot clock, game clock. So the Hawkeyes, unlike UConn, Michigan, Purdue, and Georgia Tech, who suffered significant upset losses over the weekend, it's not going to happen to Iowa tonight.
No, Iowa did a good job. Came out focused right out of the gate. And again, it was the defensive end. Did a very good job forcing Alcorn State to take tough shots. Didn't give them anything easy. Defense has been solid all year long.
Time running on the shot clock. It's shot no good. The tip no good by Uki. And it will come back to Alcorn State. Corey Barnes will not bother releasing it. And the home court non-winning streak for Iowa is now at 31. The winning streak this season is at 6. Iowa goes to 8-2. Will host 14th ranked Iowa State on Friday night. Alcorn State slips to 1-6 and will visit Ohio on Saturday at 2 o'clock. Once again, our final score, Iowa 67 and Alcorn State 44. Coming up next, it's Around the Horn. It's presented by Crown Royal Regal Apple. We say so long from Iowa City, Iowa. The Hawkeyes beat Alcorn State.